Welcome back to another disturbing journey in the southern underworld. But before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please like, comment, subscribe, and share this devilish delight with your horror friends and fam. Engagement is essential, and it helps our little channel grow. Friday the 13th is a pillar of horror, setting the stage for one of the most renowned series in slasher film history. Directed by Sean S. Cunningham, it introduces audiences to Camp Crystal Lake's eerie atmosphere, a seemingly peaceful summer camp with a dark past. This review digs into the movie's psychological depth, thematic richness, and groundbreaking film techniques that together create its ominous and bone-chilling tone. The plot kicks off with a return to Camp Crystal Lake, a summer haven marred by disaster. 2 decades earlier, young Jason Voorhees drowned in the lake due to careless camp counselors. After this tragedy, mysterious and violent incidents plagued the camp until it was closed. In present times, a group of teenagers is hired to restore this doomed sanctuary. The team includes Alice, Bill, Brenda, Jack, Marcy, and Ned. Despite warnings from locals, particularly Ralph, whose cautionary tales seem prophetic, they press on with their task. As night falls, an unseen predator starts picking off these oblivious counselors one by one. The tension mounts as Alice becomes the last woman standing, her fight for survival intensifying as she tries to identify this hidden assassin. Friday the 13th delves into fear's psychological maze, exploiting basic instincts and societal fears to create an overwhelming sense of dread. The film's terror comes from its exploration of vulnerability, loneliness, and the consequences of past traumas. Camp Crystal Lake's remote location is key to this terror. The isolation makes the counselors more vulnerable while also amplifying their fear as help is out of reach. The movie taps into our inherent fear of death through graphic murder scenes, forcing viewers to confront their mortality. The random nature of these deaths adds fuel to this fear since no one is safe from the killer. Keeping the killer's identity hidden for the most part creates an ever-present yet unseen threat, feeding on deep-seated anxieties as characters and audience alike speculate who might be next. This uncertainty increases the terror, making it more real and immediate. Jason Voorhees' backstory, along with the counselor's negligence, introduce themes of guilt and consequences. The film shows how past actions can have long-lasting effects leading to disastrous results. Alice's shift from a laid-back counselor to a determined survivor delves into survival psychology. Her quick thinking and resilience are key to her survival story, showing the human ability to withstand fear. Cunningham uses several film techniques that together create an unsettling atmosphere that engulfs viewers in its horror, while increasing psychological tension. The smart use of shadows and low lighting sets a threatening tone throughout the movie. Point-of-view shots, especially from the killer's perspective, further unsettle viewers. Harry Manfredini's famous score heightens tension with the recurring ki-ki-ki ma-ma-ma motif, acting as an omen of doom-inducing fear. Strategic use of silence and sudden sound spikes keep viewers on edge, enhancing the scare effect. Quick cuts mixed with calm scenes contrasted against violent ones create a disorienting viewing experience reflecting the chaotic nature of events. This editing style keeps tension high throughout the movie. The movie is full of symbolic imagery, enhancing its psychological impact. Water motifs serve as constant reminders of past tragedies, while knives symbolize invasive violence. Cunningham's direction highlights characters' emotional states through close-up shots capturing their fear and desperation, making their experiences feel urgent and real, an approach that increases audience investment in character outcomes, thereby intensifying emotional impact. Friday the 13th stands tall in psychological horror, thanks to its powerful performances. The cast's detailed portrayals give depth to their characters, pushing the film beyond typical genre boundaries. Betsy Palmer as Mrs. Voorhees is downright terrifying. She plays a grieving mother whose sorrow twists into a vengeful mission. Her character's mix of motherly love and unhinged aggression adds an interesting psychological twist to the story. Adrienne King shines as Alice, the film's final girl. Her transformation from a relaxed counselor to a determined survivor hits hard emotionally. King perfectly portrays Alice's fragility and fortitude, making her both relatable and sympathetic. Her display of terror and resilience boosts the film's emotional punch. The supporting cast, including Harry Crosby, Laurie Bartram, Kevin Bacon, Jeanine Taylor, and Mark Nelson, deliver strong performances that ground the supernatural aspects in human emotion. Their bond adds realness to their roles while heightening the shock of their unavoidable doom. Friday the 13th isn't just another slasher movie. It delves into societal issues and explores deep themes that resonate beyond its plotline. Negligence and its terrible outcomes form this narrative's spine. Jason Voorhees' tragic drowning shows how neglect can trigger a series of disastrous events, a harsh reminder about responsibility and care. Mrs. Voorhees' revenge against those she blames for her son's death is driven by parental grief. This look into parental loss provides an understanding of how grief can drive someone toward revenge. The film's focus on fear of the unknown enhances its psychological effect. The mystery surrounding the killer's identity and motives creates a lasting sense of unease, tapping into basic human fear. Friday the 13th expertly mixes psychological horror with slasher elements. Sean S. Cunningham's direction, along with top-notch performances and inventive cinematic techniques, shapes a narrative that's both scary and thought-provoking. The film turns familiar tropes into sources of fear, setting it apart within the horror genre. Its eerie atmosphere, meaningful symbolism, and psychological depth leave a lasting impact on viewers. For those daring enough to face their deepest fears and question their sense of safety, Friday the 13th provides an unmatched movie experience. This classic continues to scare new generations with its simple techniques and fast pacing, proving its enduring appeal. Whether you're a hardcore horror fan or a casual watcher, Friday the 13th commands your attention and respect. Friday the 13th is a horror mystery thriller that is 1 hour and 35 minutes long. It is rated R. The Southern Underworld gives it 4 bloody knives. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Thank you for watching.